This is about, I guess, I know a couple months ago, Trump and his people revealed that they were going to merge some company with another company, and they're starting a social media platform that Trump was going to be a part of. And it comes out in February, I guess, and Peter's going to talk about that. When did I last talk to Peter one-on-one? Like, actually talk to him? The last time we did a discussion on stream, which was quite a while ago. I emailed him a little bit ago, but I'm not doing that anymore. No contact. Unless he makes an incredible recovery. I really wish... Wouldn't it be so nice if someday I could do a video with Peter where he's come out of all of this and, like, realigned himself with reality and he just wants to talk about how he got sucked into conspiracy stuff? It'd be nice, but I'm kind of doubting it.
Get your popcorn out, folks, because you're in for show. So, Team Satan thinks that if they dox me, attack my family, make videos attacking me, make news stories attacking me, and demonetize me left and right in every single angle possible, even though I follow all the rules, that I'll stop. Wrong. I'm going harder and stronger in developing another channel on vaccine damage to help people heal, and I'm going to go even harder.
Okay, so that's a lot just in, like, the first 26 seconds. So Peter is accusing people of attacking his family, doxing him, writing news stories about him. I have no idea where his comment about news stories is about. Demonetizing him, which it wouldn't surprise me if YouTube has him demonetized, but that's not some evil plan that someone's targeting Peter. It's because Peter talks about anti-vax stuff and, like, QAnon stuff. That's why he gets demonetized. That's not specifically for him. YouTube just doesn't want that stuff on their platform. He seems to think he's being directly targeted by an evil satanic cabal. This is where it goes from typical QAnon stuff to personal persecution delusions, and this concerns me.
In support of Trump. Starting with this. So, what's this optimistic Trump message about? Well, what's in the news? Durham's going after Hillary. That's exciting, but not as exciting as something else. There's also a bunch of Democrats who are not seeking re-election, and that's really exciting, but not as exciting as something else. And then you have other news stories of things happening here and there, like Fauci and Bill Gates being sued for genocide.
Yeah, that's not gonna go anywhere. Muddy said, like, anyone can sue anyone for anything. I haven't even heard of this, but if someone filed a lawsuit somewhere trying to sue Bill Gates and Dr. Fauci for, quote, genocide? No, Peter, that's not gonna happen. That's not even in the vicinity of reality. Muddy with 45-bit says, oh no, Peter, I may have joined at the perfect time. Also, this is the perfect way to celebrate my first book milestone. Finally finished the first 20 pages. Writing books is hard. Trademark. I hope your writing goes well. Nick says, can one of these Democrats please be Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema? P-Meal with 1,000-bit says, I'm concerned that a lot of right-wing folks are suffering mental health breakdowns and how they'll act on them. I hope things improve, but I don't know how. Also, thank you for your motivation the other day. Thank you for the bits. And yeah, I agree on the mental health thing. I don't think this ends well for a lot of them or the country as a whole. It's not good. Blackwing Hecate says, thinking everything is about you like that is literally one of the symptoms of schizophrenia. Yeah. Yeah.
That's exciting, but not as exciting as truth.
Altered Rin says, I'm now announcing that I'll be suing Hannah for making all the dinosaurs go extinct. And I would have gotten away with it if it weren't for you meddling kids. We're better off without them, honestly. They kind of sucked.
Social, which is being released in February. Now, let me explain that for a second.
Oh yeah, he seems incredibly manic. He's like, yeah, I agree.
Trump is in the middle of a huge war. I wouldn't say he's the commander, but he and Team Trump, Team God.
Reminder, Peter believes that Trump is being led by extraterrestrial aliens in order to fight satanic... to fight satanic evil people. And he genuinely believes this. MN Broodwitch, thanks for 12 months. Happy anniversary. Says, we're going streaking. Death Guard Elite says, my dad told my brother, my sister, and their friend COVID isn't real today. Had no clue how to respond. Yeah, that's not good. COVID is real. My booster shot is scheduled for Friday. Please get yours.
We are in a gigantic war right now, and because we have the numbers, what that means is that the war has to be won with information. That's the only way to go about it. You can't just nuke the whole world, right? You have...
Was that on the table, Peter? Do you think nuking the planet was ever on the table? Also, Peter apparently thinks the vast majority of the global population likes Trump and also wants him to come and take over the world with aliens, because he just said the numbers are on his side. Peter, not even a majority of Americans wanted Trump to be president either time. He lost the popular vote twice, and he lost the Electoral College in the most recent election. I know you love Trump. Other people don't. Felix Night Owl says, Marianne Williamson is rumored to primary Biden. I like her more than Biden, but she seems a little ditzy in a way. Kind of scatterbrained like Sarah Palin, only she's on the right side. The spiritualism stuff she talks about is cringe, too. What do you think of her? Marianne Williamson. Why can't I remember her? Marianne Williamson. She's not the orb lady, is she? Was she the orb lady? No, fuck orb lady. Are you kidding me? Death Guard Elite says, I had 2 Pfizer and the Moderna as a booster. My siblings and parents, though, refused to have the vaccine. At least you were able to protect yourself. That's all you can do. Continue to try and convince them, but, like, thank you for getting vaccinated. Elminato says, Peter's right. Nuke the planet. Deathclaw deaths are quicker.
Have to trick everyone with information. And so because of that, Trump is preparing his most powerful weapon he's ever had, Truth Social, which according to apparently there's a release date that came out on the app, on the App Store, the Apple App Store, saying that it's being released on February 21st. Will it be released on that day? Because it's not official. Maybe. Will it be released before or after? Could be, you know, never know. But here's the important thing that I think a lot of people would be excited about. Truth Social is going to balloon into one of the biggest companies in the world, and it's going to give Trump and Team God so much freaking power that nothing's going to stop us after that. Sure, bad stuff's happening. There's a little bit of good stuff, but a lot of bad stuff's happening. But guess what? Once Truth Social comes, it's over, because the truth wins, and the truth is about to be magnified times 1 billion, and we're about to absolutely start winning so much that you're gonna...
How does it give them power? Peter is under the impression that if Trump can get his message out there, that he will convince everyone on Earth, or at least enough people on Earth, of the QAnon stuff, even though Trump has never officially endorsed any of the QAnon stuff. Peter believes Trump will basically rally the troops and fight the satanic cabal. Oh, I forgot to put on all my tinfoil stuff. Shit. I'll do that while this is going, sorry. Nick says, Truth is going to be overrun with Sonic inflation. I don't know what that means.
You're going to be tired of winning. So that's how I feel. I do think, you know...
Oh, like Sonic inflation fetish stuff? Yeah, probably. Oh, it muted, sorry.
This 2021 was not my favorite year, I'll put it that way. And I thought stuff would happen that didn't happen. And I thought stuff would happen that did happen. But it didn't meet my expectations, not even close. And that's why I'm kind of like bummed about it, but it doesn't matter because Truth Social is the most important thing. So let me explain why.
Let me remind you, I don't know how many Peters, I don't know how many videos I've done on Peter in 2021 in terms of all the conspiracy stuff he believes, but I covered him a lot. And I covered him a lot because he made a lot of predictions. And those predictions, all year last year, went wrong. They didn't come true. The Arizona audit, the various dates he thought Trump was going to show up like Jesus returning from the dead, all sorts of stuff. He thought Biden wasn't really the president and that he was in a fake White House, all sorts of stuff that we debunked, that were debunked just by time going by, etc., etc. So Peter had a really bad year. He did nothing but get proven wrong in his fundamental worldview for a whole year. It's not good for your mental health. And unfortunately, instead of changing his views, he's just digging down deeper. Historically, not a great strategy for your mental health. Melody the Scorpio, thanks for 4 months, says, 4 months into the stream, baby. Hope all is well with you, Baha, and your cat children, as well as chat. Hope everyone is well. By the way, what should the baby shower theme be? Star Trek. Muddy says, and then a rainbow gay dragon will hatch from the moon, and I don't know, make a totally flat earth round or something. This is something he'd believe if Trump said it, right? Possibly. Quite possibly.
Truth Social is a social media platform, but the company is going to turn into a Twitter, what I hear, a streaming platform, a YouTube, and it's going to turn into, basically it's going to compete against like Twitter, YouTube, Netflix, Facebook. It's going to take...
Any website that tried to do all those things would do none of them well, and it would be a disaster. Have you ever heard the term jack of all trades, master of none? That doesn't apply here. You can't be Netflix, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch all in one and expect your service to be any good. That's not how it works. Is this another Mike Pillow website? Oh, don't worry. Peter has a justification now for why Mike Pillow's website was absolute dog shit, and he lied about everything that was going to be in it. Guess what the justification is, folks? It's pretty dumb.
On big tech. And what's super exciting about this is that without censorship...
Nick says, one world government bad, one world corporation good. And not only that, but the corporation is run at least partially by Donald Trump, who Peter wants to be the king of the world. So it's also a one world government, basically. El Monado says, take it slow at first, how the site does against, say, a Tumblr or a pillow fort.
Truth will reign. And that is the most powerful thing. Basically, in an information war, where literally the one thing that determines who will win is truth, who can get their truth out there in this information war, Trump's Truth Social is just the beginning of the biggest, most powerful information tool or weapon, as I guess you could say, ever created. And it's absolutely going to take over. You can bet I'm going to be on there making videos like crazy. And I'm really excited about it because this gives Team Trump immense power. And I think a lot of the people on Team Satan are just panicking right now. And so that's really exciting because they took a lot of power away from Trump. And of course that...
So Peter's apparently... Does he still think Trump controls the military through Space Force? I'm not exactly clear at this point what he believes in terms of that. At one point, I know he thought that Trump still had control over Space Force, which again is the smallest branch of the armed forces at a little under 5,000 members the last time I checked. And again, the vast majority are people who just keep track of the satellites. They're IT people, and I'm sure they have better titles than that. Not that there's anything wrong with being an IT person, I just mean they're like engineers for satellites and basically the entire telecommunications network for the rest of the armed forces, to my understanding. So it's an important job in the military. But Peter thinks they have, like, X-Wings and, like, actual fighter spaceships that they go into space with that they got from aliens, which they don't have. Yeah. Rather Than Day says, met family a few days ago and my anti-vax cousin pinched at my nose to pull my mask off while he was going in for a hug, even when I said no to being touched, and kept picking me up the entire time. Yeah. Excited to get out of Florida and back to Massachusetts tomorrow. Anyway, sorry for a long message here. My boys with flower hats. Oh my god, some people are such fucking assholes. If you don't want to be touched, you don't want to be touched. even before COVID, my dad had that problem too. Like, I'd constantly be like, he was a bad guy, and he was like an abusive, alcoholic asshole. And I'd be like, I do not want you to touch me. Do not touch me. But he'd constantly be trying to fucking touch me. Like he thought he had a right to. It was so annoying. Hydrate.
Lessened his ability to fight for us. But he's still been fighting. He still has a lot of power. But Truth Social is like giving Thor his hammer. Like, now is GG. Game over. We are going to win. So I'm...
Peter, do you understand that in the context of what you're saying, the Avengers would be fighting your team because the Avengers are good guys and you want to take over the Earth unilaterally with aliens? Like, Trump is literally Loki in the scenario you've painted. Thor beat up Loki. I mean, the Hulk beat up Loki, but you know what I'm saying. Felix Night Owl says, the full quote, Hannah, is, Jack of all trades, the master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one. So Peter's right. Truth is going to take over the world. We're all going to jail. Sell all stocks now. Kiss the family goodbye. Bury your jewels. Set the chickens free.
I'm super excited about it. February is Christmas to me. That is a big event. I'm so excited about it. And I think you guys should be excited about it too. The way I see it, if Truth Social does get released, like on February 21st, that is Christmas. That is get your popcorn out. Trump is going to drop so many truth bombs. The truth is going to accelerate so fast, they're not going to know what hit them. Because this is absolutely going to bulldoze right over Team Satan. And we are going to win. Team God is going to win over and over again. The truth is going to spread like crazy. A bunch of this brainwashing.
On the one hand, that website, if it, legal coup, is that on the bingo card? I don't think he said that. He didn't say anything about a coup, so I'm gonna say no. What was I gonna say? It'll be a lot of if the website actually has functionality, unlike Mike Pillow's site, and I do think if Trump's an idiot, but I also think he knows that it needs functionality, or at least the people around him do. So many right-wing media sites have popped up in the last few years, social media sites like Mike Pillow's attempt that have been so bad. The one that Trump actually signs his name to, I gotta imagine people actually want to function at least a little bit. So, at minimum, it's gonna be like Twitter, probably. It'll just be rip-off Twitter, because Trump likes Twitter. I don't know if it'll actually have, like, video uploading, because like YouTube or something like Twitch, the amount of server space it takes to hold on to videos that people upload and just keep them there to serve to people when they want to click on the videos is absurd, and no company can just do that nowadays as a startup, because like thousands of hours of video get uploaded to YouTube every second, and even though this would be a smaller version of that, it's difficult to do. Look at something even like BitChute. It runs like shit. BitChute's awful, and the only thing they do is host videos. Imagine if they were trying to do that on top of being a Facebook, Twitter streaming platform. Not good. So either way, I'm interested to see what happens, but it would be pretty funny if it was a complete disaster. And yeah, Peter seems to think there's going to be no moderation. I kind of doubt that. Like, Trump wouldn't even let people with Q merchandise in his rallies. What's Peter gonna do if he gets banned from Trump's social media site for posting Q stuff? He's not gonna have a good time.
Not all, because some people are gonna be mentally brainwashed forever, but the Truth Social is gonna just wipe away so many lies, reprogram so many people, save so many lives, wake up. Truth Social is the Great Awakening, like the most important aspect of it, in my opinion, because
I was talking to this again with Baja last night. I'm not saying, I'm not even gonna say that. No, never mind.
The Great Awakening, people have been waking up left and right. Yes, that's true. But once Truth Social comes out,
I just feel really bad for Peter and his family, because even though I've only talked to Peter a couple of times, like face-to-face, in camera, of course, face-to-face as much as we do, you know, during COVID. Who's calling me? Oh, spam. Even though I've only talked to Peter a couple times, I feel personally involved at this point, and if anything happens to Peter or his family, I'm gonna feel so fucking shit. Seriously. I'm really worried about him. I'm really worried about his family.
I'm not exaggerating. It's going to be the truth, and the Great Awakening is going to accelerate like this. Like, this is the Great Awakening right now, right? And this is what happens when Truth Social comes out. Exponentially. We are going to be so successful. We're going to win so much. It's going to happen so fast. And that's important because with elections coming up this year, Trump's, I guess you could say, powerful chess moves need to be swift, and need to be powerful, and they need to pack a punch so that we can save the world. And so that's what's going to happen. I see Truth Social as the turning.
And I don't mean to worry, I'm not, but like Peter has a Great Awakening account, and he had a post from like, assuming this is his account, I'm not saying it definitely is, but based on his posts about debating me, it appears to be Peter. He had a post like some months ago where someone was talking about owning guns, and he was like, yeah, I'm armed to the teeth. That was the quote. And I'm worried about him, and I'm worried about his family, and
turning point where all of a sudden people are going to be a lot more optimistic. And you know what? I get it. You know, like, people are stressed. A lot of people are stressed, and
yeah, and that same account was looking for ivermectin because that poster, who may or may not be Peter, was looking for ivermectin for himself and his children. Tucker White says, damn it, Hannah, don't just hang up on calls. How else will Vanessa from Dealer Service relay to you that your warranty is expired?
And I'm telling you guys now, Truth Social, that is your antidepressant. That is your cheer up point. That is your Christmas. That is your excitement. That is the beginning of the end for them. And I know it's hard to see sometimes how we're winning, but trust me, when Truth Social comes out, that is going to, that is the big
goalpost shifting on the bingo card.
Big deal. Like, Hillary Clinton, Durham going after Clinton, not a big deal. That we're about to take over the house.
Tucker White says, I joined late. What the fuck is Truth Social? It's the social media site that Trump is actually a part of. One of his companies is merging with a different company that's already publicly traded, and they're opening some kind of social media site in February, I guess.
House, because so many Democrats are not seeking re-election, not a big deal. Gates and Fauci being sued into oblivion for genocide, not a big deal. The big deal is Truth Social, and I think a lot of people are not really focusing on it from the perspective of how big it is. Like, it is literally going to give Trump the big bazooka information tool that allows him to accelerate his winning space, so much so that even the Democrats will be like, oh yeah, he's winning now. Yeah, he's got power now. Yeah, the truth's getting out now. Like, it gives Team Trump, Team God so much power. And so that's when I'm really gonna see tides turning. That's when you guys are gonna see tides turning. That is when it's all gonna get better. So I'm very excited about it. I cannot wait. I'm just like, when's February, because it's just gonna be so great. So be excited, guys. That is the big news story. Whether people want to be talking about it or not, I know no one's talking about it on the Republican side, and I'm telling you guys, it's big. Now, the reason I initially got famous on YouTube is I made a video.
He has 2,000 subscribers. He has 2,020 something subscribers. Famous on YouTube. Tucker White says, wait, I'm confused. I thought the Chuds hated Trump after his vaccine comments. Peter doesn't, because Peter thinks Trump is playing 5D chess. Oh yeah, did he do a confidence interval thing? Did he say a percentage? I missed it if he did. Sorry, I'm just sad about Peter now.
Video about how
Baycop says, this feels like a new season of Peter conspiracy. Has he abandoned all his old theories? Seems like it. Half of those subs are from this group. Me, and I think Surus has covered him at least once. Jake covered him. You didn't hear a percent? Okay.
how there was Team Trump talking about this big tool that was going to be created that was going to help win this information.
Oh yeah, Dex Rex has as well. Dex Rex makes really good edits of different like conspiracy stuff and not just conspiracy stuff, but right-wing. We've looked at some of the Dex Rex edits before. Nick with 45-bit says, yeah, Rin did as well. Nick says, Peter conspiracy is starting to suffer from Cerberus syndrome, IMO. What's Cerberus syndrome? Someone explain.
War, and I made a video saying like, oh, I think the tool is, you know, Starlink, and that is...
We'll do something fun after this one, by the way, guys. I know this one's like depressing and sad, but...
gonna be combined with like...
Cerberus syndrome, let's see. A tone shift towards dramedy over the course of a comedy series run coined by Eric Burns on the now-dead webcomic review blog Websnark after the process undergone by the print comic Cerberus the Aardvark. It's any story series which starts out light, episodic, and comedic and then assumes dramatic elements in a more coherent continuity. It chiefly occurs in works where parts have been broadcast published before other parts have been written, as that means the older parts can't be revised into conformity. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
Some technology that Trump has, it's going to help him win the election.
Felix Night Owl says, I'm an atheist, but can't see how this could be offensive to, I'm an atheist, but can't he see how this could be offensive to the plethora of other political views that disagree with him, that also say that God is on their team? Why does he think that he can co-opt God and claim his position? It's pretty easy considering his background. He's in a church that does that all the time, so it's just normal to him.
And all stuff like that, and some people are like, oh.
Again, Peter's in like a cult church. It's a gun cult. Literally, if you search gun cult on Google, his church comes up. Oh, maybe it does. Wait, no, sorry. Gun culture or gun cult. Yeah, this is Peter's church. When you search gun cult, this is them. This is his church. They wear crowns and take their guns to church and worship them, or worship with them, I should say. This is the leader of Peter's church. He calls himself, I think, like a king or something. Farquad67, thanks for 5 months. Yeah, not normal. They wear bullet crowns. Peter and I, at one point, when Peter was still talking to me, had a wager that if Trump wasn't in, I think by the end of 2021, that he would get me a bullet crown, because I wanted one really bad as a souvenir. I don't think I'll be getting the bullet crown.
Oh, he's a genius, and then they started sharing my video, and it blew up, got like almost 250,000 views, and that's actually where my, I guess you could say, YouTube...
Yeah, they're an offshoot of the Moonies. The son of one of the sons of the original guy who led the Moonies in, I think, South Korea, moved to the United States and started his own cult.
Fame came, but that was not correct. The information tool that Trump has been prepping for years and years and years is...
He wears, it's not in frame right now, but he has a medallion that bears their symbol that he wears in most of his videos.
Truth Social. So buy your Dwack stack. Sorry, stack. Buy your...
Tucker White says, oh, sweet Jesus, I've seen D&D LARPers that weren't as dorky as that church. Yeah.
Dwack stock. It's the stock in the new media company that's, you know, going to be Truth Social. It's going to encompass a whole bunch of other different things that take on big tech. Buy the stock now, because next month it's going to absolutely explode. And it's probably...
Yeah, he wears the... They have a special camo. Baja pointed out. They have a special camo pattern that's the cult commissioned. That's like, it's camo, but all the patterns are guns on the thing, and Peter wears a jacket of it sometimes.
going to be attacked too, but it's...
The jacket and the medallion are actually how we first discovered through research that he was part of the cult, because we were like, what is that symbol on his necklace? And we were able to figure that out.
It's going to explode because this company is already worth billions and billions of dollars, and nothing's out yet. So imagine how big it's going to be once there's a product release and it
Peter, what if the product releases and it's bad, and then everyone dumps their stock, and then you're left holding the bag? Because Peter, in this video, if he didn't already, I believe he claims that he has bought stock in this company. Again, to my knowledge, Peter is not employed. His wife is, and that's fine. I'm not one for, like, traditional gender roles, as you can imagine. If he's a stay-at-home dad, that's great for him. But I also know Peter, based on what he discusses on his channel, is short money. We all get that way sometimes. I'm also short money right now. But the fact that he's buying stock in Donald Trump's social media company when he probably can't afford it, it's not great. It's not good, especially considering he's probably going to hold on to it until its value drops super low because he's going to keep thinking, oh my God, it's going to go up, it's going to go up. And maybe I'm wrong. There are a lot of people who are fans of Donald Trump. Maybe the media site will come out, and it'll be very popular amongst them, and it'll have good accessibility and good functionality. If so, I'm happy for Peter. I want his kids to have whatever they need, right? If he can make money, I'm happy for him. I don't think that's going to happen, though.
It accelerates. Everyone who is good, who has a righteous heart.
Nick says, that sounds like financial advice, Peter. What was that phrase we learned yesterday during the Cryptoland scheme? I mean stream. Baha says, Peter doesn't know how to use protective language at all. He should say he's not giving financial advice if he's recommending stocks. Correct. Nothing I say is financial advice, by the way. Or legal advice. Or advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. Much like Fox News. Princess Amelia says, I can imagine showing people from many European nations footage of a gun cult as part of a real or fake thing, and more than half of them would guess fake. Dr. White says, wait, it's worth billions of dollars, but nothing's up yet? Yeah, this doesn't have scam written all over it. Feels very pump and dump to me, in my opinion. Moira Soma says, it's really funny and a bit sad, but Peter thinks I'm his sister because his sister is named Moira. I've told him it's not even my real name, but he really thinks I'm her, apparently. She's very critical of him and laughs at his conspiracy theories just like I do. Hydrate. Well, that's sad.
Hard, and even some people who don't are gonna jump right on True Social, and it's gonna accelerate so fast. Like, honestly, like I
really wish, because I know some of his siblings are not in the cult. They're, to my knowledge, reasonable people, at least more reasonable. I don't know if we'd agree politically or on anything, but, you know, they're not like Peter. And I really wish some of them could get him help. He needs help. It's scary. Tea with Goblin says, remember that episode of Futurama where Fry's dog waits for him to come back every day and eventually dies and is found 1,000 years later as sad, mummified husk? Yeah, that's going to be Peter still holding out hope that his orange master will return someday, and then there's a weepy face. It's a good episode of the show, though.
Don't think that we will be able to keep up with the demand. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal. And I think what happened with Frank's speech is that it was a trap/test, because I was very excited about Frank's speech. I invested like a couple $100 making a really fancy intro, and I was gonna post all my videos on Frank's speech. Sorry.
You spent a couple $100 on an intro specifically for Frank's speech before it even came out?
And it never materialized. But then I realized what happened.
A reminder, Frank's speech was the My Pillow guy, Mike Pillow's social media site that isn't a social media site at all when it came out. It's just a place for him to post his own videos and articles and stuff. He was just lying about what it was the whole time.
Had happened, because I thought it was like, oh, you know, Mike Lindell, he failed, something like that. That's not what happened.
I don't like how close he gets to the camera now.
It was a test and also a trap. Why was it a trap? Because Trump used all the information of the tax on Frank's speech and gathered all that information on how they attacked Mike Lindell, and is he going to use it for Truth Social?
Peter, none of that explains anything. Mike Lindell's site, I don't know if it was actually DDoS'd or not. I don't really care if it was. Excuse me. But that has nothing to do with the fact that he clearly lied to you about the functionality. A site getting DDoS'd does not mean it loses all functionality. There was literally no social media functionality. Like, what?
And it was a test because now we know all the different ways, especially Team Trump knows all different ways that his social media platform is going to be attacked. So it was a trap. We're like, oh, look, hey, Team Trump was like, hey, look, there's a new social media company to take on Facebook. It's going to be really big, blah, 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 blah. It was never intended to exist.
I don't think Team Trump ever did that. Mike Lindell did that, but Mike Lindell is like a C-tier Trump hanger-on at best. Tucker White says, yeah, let me translate what the subtext of Peter's video is.
Impression. I'm a tool. I'm a tool. I'm a tool.
In my opinion, I think it was all about collecting data, baiting the deep state into attacking it in every single way. So now when Truth Social's released, oh man, they know about the DDoS attacks. They know about the slandering, all the, internet stuff. And
Peter, you know sites had been DDoS'd prior to Frank speech, right? Like, we didn't learn about DDoS attacks from the launch of Frank speech. Anyone launching a website, especially a divisive website, would know if they had competent IT people and back-end people working on it that they need to have some sort of protection against DDoS attacks, even if it's literally just a splash page that makes you click I'm not a robot. Like, what? Cult of Cautious Optimism says, this is just sad. It's like watching someone fall into a pit trap, crawling out and stepping into an even bigger pit trap. Yeah. Lily Love Stuff says, so Peter just makes me sad. His behavior reminds me so much of my mother's. As I've mentioned, she was in a cult, though joined as an adult, and now she is COVID-denying Trump supporter. But I still feel glad that my siblings who grew up in that cult came out with critical thinking skills. That's good. No, that wouldn't count as false flag. Overthought says, does he think cyber attacks can be stopped with virtual glue traps and now there are no more since they've been caught? I don't know. I really don't. Isn't there, like, no real defense against DDoS attacks? I don't know. I don't know IT things. I don't know network things. You'd have to ask someone who knows.
Ways that they can attack it, and they'll be prepped and ready to rock. So
I'll do a bingo check after the video. Not a ton has been ticked off, but
go for it. You think you guys can take down Truth Social, Team Satan? It's not going to happen because Team God wins. And think about it at the end of the day. When God, the most powerful being in all of existence, is on our side, winning's guaranteed. Now, I know you're going to say in the past, good guys have lost many times. And that's true. But in the biggest and most important war in all of human history, you can bet that God is going to give the good guys the tools to win. So I'm very excited.
Why do you assume you're the good guys, Peter? Zealous55 says, I know you don't feel this way, but as someone who has watched you for well over a year now, I truly appreciate your kindness and compassion. Just thanks, Hannah. Baja is lucky to have you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
About this, guys, I think...
Oof. Tiz197 says, I don't know, his son didn't win against the Romans. Burn.
You guys got to be very excited about it. And so... that is the big deal. That is the big news story that you guys just gotta get excited about because it's a big, big deal. Mark my words. Truth Social will be the turning point. It'll blow up and truth will be magnified. It'll be like a beam wakening up the whole world. So
wakening up the whole world. Blackwing Hecate says, DDoS attacks can't really be stopped. You just have to hope you have enough bandwidth to weather it. Signed, your local trans IT cat girl. Thank you.
This is really exciting.
See, this is why I'm glad my chat is full of so many lovely trans people. Very high population density of very high per capita rate of IT people to help me when I have questions about computers.
I'm going to be having a channel there called Health Sanctuary Family, which was my original channel. And I'll start it on Rumble right now. But basically, I'm going to have one channel where I talk about exciting Trump news and, you know, how I'm an optimistic Trump supporter like this video. And also, I'm going to develop a vaccine damage channel because at the end of the day, I do want to help people. And while boosting everyone's optimism and excitement is great,
he's going to give a lot of medical misinformation. I guarantee it. Blackwing Hecate says you can deflect them, kinda, but that can be overwhelmed. Marcus Drake says, is it bad to find the most painful part of this video that the metaphors and sound effects? Yeah.
Because I'm trying to help with all anxiety and mental damage, psychological damage that a lot of...
Ultrarin says how I see Peter when he talks about what's going to happen.
Have you ever had a dream that you want him to do you so much you could do anything?
Good righteous Republicans or Trump supporters have experienced. That's what this channel was really about. But worse than that is, you know, people who have been hurt physically by these things that have been happening to them. So I really hope that these two channels combined can heal people's minds and bodies. I am a healer at the end of the day. I'm Peter the Healer. That was one of my, I guess, nicknames I was going for. Now I'm the optimistic Trump supporter.
Peter, you can't give yourself a nickname. Blackwing Hecate says, insert the Mitchell and Webb look clip. Hans, are we the baddies? Yeah, he does think you can catch the vaccine from other people. It's a conspiracy theory that a lot of the Q people believe in. They call it vaccine shedding. Not a thing. Not a thing at all.
But I guess you could say. But I am a healer at the end of the day, and so to work on healing people's minds and bodies is going to be very fulfilling, and wish me luck. Hopefully it works out and I can help a lot of people, and that'll be the most fulfilling job ever. And if it doesn't make money, whatever. I don't care at this point because I've put so much into this project and I haven't taken any salary, and I don't care. They think I'm running on money, and as soon as the money disappears, they shut that down. I'll just be like, all right, I'm closing shop. No. I'm going harder, stronger, faster, bigger, better, and I'm going to win with Team Trump, and I know you guys are going to want to join. So, be excited, guys. Peter the Healer, optimistic Trump supporter. It's going to be big. It's going to be big. And True Social is going to be huge. And winning, I know how you guys feel. Not as amazing as I want you to, but you will. Come February. So be excited, guys. The tides are turning. Trump has been winning all along, but like visually, like if you look around, it looks like the other guys are winning. But visually, like if you look at the news and everything like that, that's the tides are going to turn on that side, so that you will actually be able to see through the news and hear through what everyone's saying. There are going to be a huge agreement that as soon as True Social came out, boom, Trump had the power. He used it for good, and then that was the turning point in history where everything started getting better exponentially. So I'm very excited.
Bay Cop says, wait, time out. So they think if I get the vaccine, they'll become vaccinated too if I sneeze on them? Yes, they think that. Incorrectly. Wouldn't it be convenient if that's how vaccines worked? But they don't. Not like that. Please go get vaccinated. I'm getting my booster on Friday. It's sad, too, because, like, Peter, inside of Peter, he wants to help people. He really does. He's just incredibly misguided on what it takes to help people and what skills he has and what knowledge he has in order to help people. Not to mention, he thinks that authoritarianism and taking over the world with Donald Trump would help people. It's sad. Devious Shilster says, you know, Peter to me feels like a feral cat we've adopted. We let him in the house a couple times, but mostly he just sits and screams atop the fence outside. But the moment his screams stop, we're all worried that something bad happened. We want to help the poor thing, but he just keeps screaming and won't listen to a word you say. Narnandia Owl says, and yet, at the same time, they also blame getting COVID on their vaccinated relatives. Yeah. Yep.
Excited about it. Hope you guys are excited about it. Thank you for joining me on this journey, and be excited because Peter the Healer, optimistic Trump supporter, I'm going to get bigger, better, stronger, faster, smarter, and more motivated, more passionate, because I'm going to make sure that all these attacks make me stronger. I have never been stronger, smarter, faster, more intelligent, and I'm going to fight peacefully with technology to support Trump till the very end. God's watching. Aliens are watching. Angels are watching. Every single being you can think of, other than, I guess, some aliens off in some other planets, are watching.
That's the weirdest qualification on a statement I've ever heard. Tucker White says, well, that's the kind of stupid that's just depressing to watch, so to balance it out, here's some stupid that makes you laugh. No, I'm not watching PragerU. Wait, was it one of the parody ones? Nope, that's a real one.
There's so much watching going on right now, and they're saying, which sides are people taking? Are you remaining neutral, which is not good? Are you joining the bad guys, or are you joining the good guys? Team Trump, Team Trump, Team God. And is that, did you do, when it was the turning point in history, when Trump needed help, did you do the right thing at the end of the day? Can't edit this video. I don't have time. I've been working on this new Healing Body Project channel, so I don't have time to edit videos anymore. Hope you guys understand. God bless you guys. I really appreciate all the support. Thank you for that one person who has been donating. That's been my sole way of keeping this project alive right now financially. So,
didn't you just say you're not in this for the money, but a person donating to you is the only reason you're still going? What?
Really appreciate it. And I'm gonna...
Yeah, one person. I wonder how many people are donating to my Patreon. And this isn't even counting, like... This isn't even counting, like, let's see. I have 83 patrons. Thank you, patrons, by the way. We will be doing the Patronling live show this Sunday, the 16th. Unless I have side effects from getting my booster. If there are, I'll let you guys know. But we should be doing the Patronling live show this Sunday. So keep an eye out for the links on Patreon. Tucker White 94 says, how is there still 2 minutes left? What else does Peter have left to say? I don't know.
I'm going to be building up my website, healthsanctuaryfamily.com. It's going to be huge, and that's going to be the healing body side of helping the world heal. So thank you guys. I hope that you guys like this video. You're very excited, and that you guys feel blessed because we live in a wonderful time. It's all going to be amazing. It's all going to be better. And I'm going to do my best to help Trump and help heal the world, because that is what needs to happen right now. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I know I go on and on and on, but God bless you guys for supporting me and being okay with the fact that this video is not edited, and you know there are other things that are not perfect about my channel, but I really appreciate it. I'm very humbled, and honestly, like the fact that I get so many attacks when I have 2,000 subscribers, I think that tells me something. They're threatened, and they should be, because I am gonna have a big impact on the world, way more than I have, and I'm gonna heal a heck of a lot of people, and nobody can stop me. I'm going
megalomaniacal. Not even like he clearly wants to do something and help people so badly that he's willing to buy into this whole narrative of Trump and aliens and angels coming to help him and uplift him to be like a savior of the world, to help him heal other people. And I don't know if that belies, this is just speculation, I'm not making any claims about him, I'm not judging him, I'm just, does this belie a feeling that he has of insignificance, or that he hasn't done enough with his life? I don't know, but it feels like he's jerking super far in the other direction and overcompensating to just a really destructive level for himself, where it's veered so far into delusion that it is not healthy for him or anyone around him. It's not good.
Full speed ahead on the Trump train, full speed ahead on the healing, full speed ahead on all my projects, and we're gonna win, win, win. God bless you guys. I know I've said it many times. God bless America. I know I've said it many times. And God bless you, the viewer. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know how this goes. All right, guys. I appreciate it. And now this is the part where I press the record button to stop recording. All right, guys. Have a wonderful day.
I don't like how uncomfortably close he gets to the camera now. At least I have the decency to keep my camera this small. So that's what Peter's been doing. Again, I'm genuinely concerned for him. Yeah, we're probably gonna at minimum take a break from Peter. I don't know. I'm worried about his mental health. I'm worried about his family. I'm worried about his friends. I'm just worried. So that's the depressing one for the day. We'll get on to some lighter fare.